Hello everyone, my name is Alexander Kokhanovsky and I will try to explain you what happened with our Dota 2 team for the past few days. I want to start from very own beginning, when Na Vi.Dota 2 actually has been formed. It was like around 2 years ago, and as might as you remember, there were 5 players. It's like Host, Goblak, Ahura, Mag and Deft. Right after the formation, the results were not that good, and we've changed Mag and Deft to Tretий and Настал actually. And those squad was really successful in terms of like even like much more better than with Mag and Deft. Right after Dota 2 came out, or even like maybe 1 month or 2 months before, we've changed Ahura and Goblak to LighTofHeaveN and ARS-ART, and like the Golden 5 team was born. The first things I want to mention that changes are crucial for success. Like not changes in terms of the roster, like changes in your mind. How are you thinking, or how are you feeling, or how are your attitude to the game, or your attitude to the actual members. So those changes were completely aligned with a player's skill. And when Poppy, LighTofHeaveN, ARS-ART, Dandy and Host came together on the first tournament, like international, they won it. So first of all, it was about the team success, their own skill, their own micro, and the second, it's a passion to the Dota, passion to the actual game. Moving forward, right now I will try to explain you, right after their style departure, we took Smile as a 5th player of our team. And right now I will explain the evaluation of actual Dota 2 squad. Right now I will explain you what happened on the actual graph. So this is the time, this is the success. It will be TI1, this will be TI2, and the end will be like February 2013. As you know, like every team has success story, like good and bad days. So actually TI1, we were prepared, we were very skilled, and we just crushed our opponents, we became the best. After those one, we fall apart for a while, then came back, then it was like really unsuccessful story, and then TI2, like something over here. Even worse, for sure worse than like the first international. Moving forward, we are seeing like some truly like unsuccessful tournaments, then few successful, and it's waning. What does this graph means? This means that we stopped the evaluation. Like skill-wise and the team play-wise, we were on the same level, like plus minus almost on the same level. Meanwhile, other teams has been growing. They were keep on going. Meanwhile, we were like just, I don't know, making the bullshit. I want to explain you how the actual relationship between people in the team are like, I need to be built. Most likely, everyone is thinking that, oh, you've changed the player, this is crucial, no, like Navi, what are you doing, blah blah and so on. Believe me, from our end, we've tried to resolve it like 4 times. We were talking here in the conference room, we were making the Skype calls, we were talking about the players, they need to stick together and like keep on going, upgrade their skill, listen to Poppy and so on and so on and so on. Few times it helped, yeah, it was. First was like, it was like a team talk prior to the international. And it was like really crucial when they understood that our bootcamp is like fucked up. Like we were so ridiculously low in terms of skill on the bootcamp, but when they tried to rebuild their relationship during the tournament. They understood how they should play and act, how they should like communicate with each other, and this was a huge boost, And if we're talking about right now, like we can solve these problems. It's okay if now we will go, if now we will, like for example, we would leave the roster, and it will be like this all the time. Meanwhile, other teams will go up higher and higher in terms of skill. So the changes inside the players, or changing the players to change the actual atmosphere and philosophy, this is the only one way to evaluate in this case. When your graph is looking like this, that means that you stopped. You probably would die as a team in like next 6 months, because you are not losing, but you are not winning. If you are not winning, the value of the players and their philosophy saying, if we are not winning, we need to change everything. So this was the period when almost all of the players lost their passion to game, lost their believing that they might win something. And just remember, when Navi won the last tournament, it was Star Ladder, might be, but for a half a year, Navi won only one tournament, maybe two. I don't remember actually, but close to that. So the actual graph showed us that the changes were necessary to upgrade. I don't know how like the new team will look like with Funn1k and Kuroky. I think they will do great, they will like perform great, but in terms of when we are talking about the future, it's better to have 5 people that are connected with each other and they like each other to play with, than just 5 skilled players who don't care about anything that's going on at all. Okay, right now we'll try to explain more about like the LighTofHeaveN and the actual Smile situation. First of all, LighTofHeaveN, he's like the guru guy both in game and in his life, but right now he understood that he would gain more from the real life than from Dota, I think, and after those 2 months will end, we will decide what we are going to do, actually. I think that I need to mention that LighTofHeaveN is still contracted with Navi. It's binding contract. So he wouldn't live anywhere until those 2 months passed, actually. Regarding the Sergey, he was a really cool guy, and it was like the really, like the awesome time hanging out with those guys, and I can't say anything bad about him, and like I admire him as a great person, and maybe, not maybe, like one of the best Dota player I've ever seen. But most likely those decisions were made by me and Papi, because we've called the guys, we explained what is going on, and they said they were really respectful to our choice and opinion, and I want to thank them for this. If we're talking about the future, I think those 2 players will become the first players in the Navi Hall of Fame, actually, because what they did to Navi and what they like for like Dota 2 team, actually for our organization, everything is like, it's something we really need to understand how they were important for us. Okay, let's start with the Funn1k and Kuroky. Like right now, Funn1k will play as a hard lane and Kuroky as 5th, like the full support, I think. That was the actual plan. Regarding the Funn1k, it was really nice to see this guy in this team, and I want to notice that his contract with Empire has run out during even before we negotiated him, so he was a free agent actually. Regarding the leaks from Empire side, I think it harms esports really. I don't want to say anything bad about this team because I really respect them, but until some sort of the federation or association will control these things, like the player transfer and everything, the leaks will be like the normal thing, I think. And as far as I remember, like EG and CLG like thing was also ruined by like just few leaks and that's it. Regarding the Kuroky, I think, as Dandy mentioned that back in the day he was best player maybe in the world, so I think his potential, he's like young, 20 or 21-year-old, and his potential is very huge actually. And during this deal, actually we bought Kuroky from mousesports, and the deal was like, the stakes were really high. I want to thank first of all the changes, the CEO of mousesports, their Dota manager and the actual team for like resolving this stuff and helping us out like in terms of transfer. All I want to say that only time will show how good this team will be, but from the very first games I need to mention that I've been lacking of those aggressive Navi play for half a year or even more. So, and about the prospects. The actual, what prospects for Navi will appear? First of all, it's conquer China. We will go there to participate either in the tournament, either just for a boot camp for maybe 30 or maybe 60 days maximum. I think it will happen in April, maybe March, and we would most likely cancel all our European or North American events that would be our leagues, whatever. The second things, changing the metagame. Changing not actual like the Dota 2 metagame, but I think we will change entire strategies and everything. You will see more hero, more different strategies, more tips and tricks from the pro players, and it will be like it will be something new in Dota, and I think everyone will have fun to watch it really. The third thing actually will be guides that Navi players will provide to you. We will ask the community vote what heroes do you want to see in their guides, how they should look like, or how they will like, should they be video or text or whatever. So stay tuned for Navi Media and Navi-Gaming.com for more information. The first thing, it's video blogs. Every player will have monthly update on their video blogs, so you can follow them in terms of like their real life Dota scene, their opinion about our game tactics, their teammates, friends, girlfriends, or whatever. So I think actually I hope you'd like it and stay tuned, stay with us, we love you, bye bye.